Hello and good morning. Happy Tuesday. The screen actually showed up properly today. So I don't know what's up with that, but I will take it for today. How are you all doing? I am doing okay. It was it's about to get extremely hot again here in Denver. We had like a nice reprieve of like one day, and I guess like it's gonna be, well, it's not gonna be 100, but it's not gonna be in the 80s like it was yesterday. So today we're figuring out cookies, because something I thought I had figured out, but it didn't work. And so I want to find out, like, is that because it's something I'm trying to do while clicking a link? Maybe I should not have a link, maybe a button. Is it something else? I don't know. So we're gonna experiment around with that a little bit. And so the first thing I wanted to try out was, what if I put this in home? So if I just go to our live.rs, what if I put some like a cookie creation thing here? So just right when the app loads, if I get the document, so, and it's because of this, I'm actually thinking maybe what I want to do is create some like utilities in here. And inside of that, we'll have just like a set of cookie. Also, we'll need a mod. All right, so we'll have a pub function set cookie, and let's see. I guess we'll take in the content. I guess like the key and the value of the cookie, right? So key, this will be a stir, and a value, which will be a stir, and perhaps everything else will be the same. We could also bubble up the errors too. Not exactly sure. So maybe we'll just sort of panic if it doesn't work. All right, so set cookie. What do we want to do here? We want to, I guess, like first get that document. And really, I think I want that document element, don't I? So it gives me the document element, and then I want to cast it. So like dot unchecked into using JS cast. So I can tell it that I want this to be an HTML document. All right, so that gives me an HTML document. I should now be able to use the set cookie on this. I guess we wanted to create the cookie string. So if I remember correctly, it's going to be key equals value. So we'll have key equals value, semicolon, and then secure, something like that. Okay, then the value is going to be a reference to cookie, and we can unwrap. And that's pretty much it. That should set a cookie for us. So now in library, want to use it. All right, so key, let's just do like, this is gonna be a test and value test cookie. So when this refreshes, I should have a cookie set under that name, but I don't. So that's clearly a problem. I'm also not getting any errors in the console. Okay, so let's double check that this is being called. Yeah, so setting cookie is set. Now this is a result, right? It is a result, so I could match this. Okay, so if it's okay, we don't get anything back. But what I can do now is I guess Google console log returned something. Why are you upset? Oh wait. Why are you there? Esitsu, you have a cookie sitting near your desk? Oh man, well I wish you were somehow able to give it to my my browser. I'm trying to bake some cookies here and they're just like I don't know. It's just getting weird. All right, so cookie set. So the code is running and it's returning an okay. But I'm not getting anything. Okay, so just in case it's the browser, let's check some of these other things. So yeah, the weirdness of the display, this is due to dark mode. So dark mode causes this. The specifically the dark mode extension. So let's see. Yeah, so no cookies here either. Strange. And the code is running, so that's just not doing anything. I think actually sort of like thinking about this, I don't know if I need like a set cookie file separately. I'm gonna take this, gonna cut you out and just move you into mod here. That way it could just be utilities set cookie. And that'll be a little bit nicer to look at and use until I figure out something more. All right, well, let's try. So this is just like setting right away. Other experiments that we can try, I could go straight to, I could create a brand new project and try setting the cookie and making sure that that's working. Feature flag wise, I don't think that I'm missing anything. Was there, let's see, there were a ton of features for JS Wasm-Bindgen and then JS WebSys. Can I get the document from WebSys instead of glue? Yeah, also this is the document element. Let's try just document. Ooh, okay. Cookie test does not have proper same site attributes. Okay, so that seems to have worked. Ooh, there's my cookie. Okay. So I think my problem was I was getting the document element and not document, and then casting that into HTML document. Okay. So I think Etsutu, I think that was the right idea. I think that it was the wrong document. So this works. Okay, so this works. Now I can add in all the security other stuff and it'll be a centralized cookie setting thing. So back to navbar. All right, so I create the state, login. Okay, I have the login URI. I don't need to get this document anymore. I want to set the cookie at this point in time. So we're gonna do set cookie. Our key is going to be Auth0 state, and our value is going to be the state. Okay, so I have this one, which is the test cookie. If I do sign up, now I have the Auth0 state cookie. Okay, and we can see here is our random string of characters, which is fine. That's exactly what we wanted it to be. Now, expires and max age session. Okay, so created that. Domain is localhost, that's fine. Expires max age. So this is set to session. Now, if I actually navigate away and then come back, I wonder if this this cookie still exists or if it gets deleted, or if it's expired at that time. Host only, true, HTTP only, false. Right, so I'm setting it so it can't be HTTP only. Host only, I think, is only I can set it. Last accessed. Path, same site. I want same site to be true. So I want same site equals true. Oh, it's same site none. Okay. That's not, okay, so same site is not what I think it's supposed to be. Sure, I'll get cookies. Same site cookie. Oh, this feature is only available in secure context HTTPS. Oh, so this is probably not going to work because I'm in HTTP because I'm localhost. Cookies from the same domain are no longer considered to be from the same site if sent from a different scheme, HTTP through HTTPS. That's good. Okay, so there's lax. Cookies are not sent on normal cross-site sub-requests, for example, to load images or frames into a third-party site, but are sent when a user is navigating to the origin site when following a link. Strict cookies will only be sent in a first-party context and not be sent along with requests initiated by third-party websites. And then none. Cookies will be sent in all contexts. Okay, so I want strict. There we go. Okay, so same site strict. So essentially no servers are going to get this cookie anymore. Secure is true. Okay. And size is 54 because that's basically just what I have here. Okay, so excellent. We're saving this cookie. It is decently secure. And I'm not storing anything like absolutely crazy inside of it. So that's good. Then what I want to do is grab, okay, now next up will be sending this request out, which was not, the test is showing this thing, but that's not helpful because I'm getting a bunch of new lines on it. So I actually want to put this back like this. And my guess is that the tests will now fail. Why are you trying to run this in Screeps? Okay, so you failed to run. Okay. Failed to run. I think it failed to find the test, which is kind of odd. Let's see if we can pull this out. Okay, this one failed because left equals right. On the left-hand side, we get all these new line characters. And on the right, we don't. Okay. Now the test passed. Okay, so now that works. So I should be able to return this on, and I want to navigate to someplace else. Not pretty, you'd personally use the URL crate to build an actual URL. Ooh, wait, there is a URL crate, isn't there? I keep on forgetting that there is one. Yeah, let's go find that. Okay, so there's URL parsing and data structures. I want to create a new URL. Wonder about the trade-off of size when using WASM. Yeah, so it's we can keep our eyes on it. Now we're in dev mode, so not release. And what we see, no, it'd be network. Our WASM here is 4.4 megabytes for the code that you're seeing right now, which is not great. When we get this into release mode, we'll compare, and it gets significantly smaller, especially since I have the front end also turning it into a gzip, which is much nicer. But when we finish that, we'll take a look at that. Well, maybe we'll like see how it grows over time. Okay, so you are just how to parse it. I don't want to parse it that way. Okay, so they have this document that join to create like a main CSS. Well, let's try it. Let's see if I can pull it in and use it. Okay, I don't need to add that feature in. So in navbar here, if I want to create this login URL, okay, so let's do, I think it's going to be let mute. So they don't have a new. They don't have a default. I can parse from a string. That returns a result with the thing inside of it. So this is essentially creating a new URL. What other things do I have here? Okay, so this is a getter that gets the domain. It doesn't set it. I believe you have to parse URL with the domain, then you can add the query pairs. Okay, so basically we're gonna have to have like a format for this. Okay, so parse. So to keep this close to one line. Wait, I'm in test. I don't want to be in a test. I want to be in here. Okay, so domain, so base URI is going to be, oh, wait, no, never mind. This is domain. And then, okay, so we get all those things. Then I'll get let base I equals okay, so we'll go to authorize like this. Then I'll get rid of you. And we can now create the URL. I mean, that should never fail. Okay, so now I have this Auth0 URI. So then I want to okay, so that gets me the domain. I don't have a fragment. Parse a string as a URL with this URL and the base URL. Query pair is mute, and then append pair. Manipulate this URL's query string viewed as a sequence of name value pairs. The return value has a method chaining API. Okay, so let's do that. So query pair is mute. Oh, and you're returning something, right? You're returning Are you manipulating it, or are you just going to return it? So there's a formula included. Oh yeah, so it manipulates it in place. So I can now append pair. Huh. Append pair, so name. We're going to have this response type. That's going to be equal to this. Oh, that's just token. And client ID. That's going to be our. So you need to be a stir. Oh, which you are. Okay. ID. Our connection is going to be this connection. The redirect URI is direct URI. Okay, we have scope next. Okay, so I bet I don't add those things in myself. I bet I'm going to replace each of these with the spaces that they are, and URI will take care of that. Or URL will take care of that. Okay, so we have the scope, goes this, and then finally state. Which is going to be the state passed in. Okay, so I finish with you. Then I should be able to return Auth0 URI to string. The scope should be able to have spaces instead of yeah. So it'll handle this for us. Okay, so we should be good there. I should be able to run this test, and this should work. Failed left does not equal right. So what's the big difference? Oh, look at this. It added plus. It added pluses. Oh, that's not right. Although I'm curious as to whether or not that would work. Let's try using it. That works too. Okay, so it also encodes the redirect URI. Yeah. Let's see, where's the redirect URI part? Redirect URI equals, yeah, it encodes this properly too. Okay, that's good. So all that is happy. Let's replace you to make you happy here. So in this case, I don't think I need to test the create login URL anymore, because I'm that's essentially just testing this library. And I don't need to do that. So I'm going to remove this test. I don't think it's helpful. I shouldn't test someone else's, like another library's code. Unless, of course, I'm testing that I'm using the library correctly. There is that to be said. Essentially, that I have the environment variables set properly. I kind of like that. Hold on, let me. Oh, you know what I should be doing in my test? I shouldn't be getting these from environment variables. Okay, this is what I should be doing. I need to pass these in. So this is a failure of testing, where I'm saying, hey, reach out and grab these separately. I should have some kind of config that pulls in all the environment variables on the load of the app, and I pass them in some kind of config, and then it grabs it out of there. Homeless, hello. That way I can create that and mock it separately here. That's what I want to do. Okay. That makes me feel a little bit better. So we probably have a different config. Now, would this be a config? In that case, you should return the URL from the function and check that the URLs are equal instead of strings. Yes. Yeah, because then it can create a URL the same way here. Or better yet, I use the library, the assertion libraries. Okay, so first step is I need these connection strings. I need some kind of config object for this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the URL creation stuff into here. So we'll have a pub function create URI. We could have a testing for this in here too. In which case we'll have a config URI config, and we're gonna return a URL. Oh, but this isn't just a URI config, is it? Because we have like domain, client, connection, redirect URI, state. I guess for right now, it's the only thing that I have. Hold on, got to ban someone. Yes, then we can return to URI and then compare that, or at least grab the information out of it. Yes, this wouldn't necessarily create a state. I mean, I could also, to make things simpler, we have these key pairs like this. Like a URI config, I just need to, this could be a vector of like tuples, let's say, or vector of simple arrays, which are key pairs. Or even vector of enums. Enums doesn't make sense. Tuples and arrays makes more sense. It could also be a struct with like a name value. And then I have an array of those. Oh, I like that. Okay. I like that. So inside of here, these are going to be URI. It's going to, what are those called? Query params. Yeah. So query param. So it's singular. And so we have a name string value string will be public. Oh, okay, fine. Okay, I like this. So then we have query parameters is going to be a vector of URI query param. And I guess we also need the base URL. So you return a result. So I kind of want to unwrap this, but in the case that it fails, I could return an error. Some kind of result, and then handle that here. So this is a parse error. I'll use this parse error for right now. Okay, so we're gonna return URI. We'll return OK. URI. Okay, then we're gonna loop through our query params. Oh, you don't. Okay, you don't return a result. Okay, and then so I attach all of those, and then I should be good. So create URI. So I can now write a test specifically for this, but it will be more generic than the test that we have previously. So so let's do that. I don't care about the create state right now. I want the create URI. So I don't care about any of these at all either. And let's say I have 2 of them. Okay, so our expected result is, so I don't have to have an expected result at all. We're going to get the URL. Our base URI is just going to be like something like that. Doesn't really matter. Query params is going to be our query params. You're returning an error, so I could okay, so now I have you. What are you upset about? Oh, right. Now at the very end, I have to do an okay. Actually, okay, you're gonna return that. Okay, great. And then we assert these tests. So, we're gonna assert equal URI dot. There's the domain. If this URL has a host and it is a domain name, not an IP address, return it. Okay, so we should see, right, okay, so domain is going to be a sum with this. I want to assert equal URI dot okay, just return the full query string. That's fine. Return the query pairs. What? Get? No. Okay, query pairs. Oh, their documentation has an error in it for some reason. It's not parsing correctly and like displaying as code. Okay, so so they create a new URL, let me pairs, query pairs, And then you can do a pairs count. Okay, so that's what we want to do next. Okay, so I expect this to be 2. And then we should be able to expect to get each of those 2, right? Oh, is this an iterator? Oh, this is an iterator. So I could try to find the 2. But I think we can trust that as long as there's 2 in here, that's probably fine. Because we can trust the library actually added the 2 in. I mean, that being said, it might be good to like test at least like, hey, we can find this one, the other one. So if I loop through it for what does that look like? Oh, it's a cow stir, cow stir. So you're probably the key and then the value. So I'd expect the first one to be, well, I don't know what the order is. Like, and it doesn't really matter. I don't really care. I just care that I can find it. So I could do a find twice on these. But again, I don't know if I care that much over like the 2 of these. So if I run into any bugs of like me not adding them in, I should update the test. Also, I don't need you. Not here, not right now yet. Okay, so that means you're gonna go away. Login URI, you go away. And this create login URL, you're gonna go away. Well, you're not really gonna go away. You're just not tested here. So you take in a state. So in this case, there's no reason why this shouldn't then create the state itself. This is essentially a control function. And we can move this out to our mod 2 and have a create random function here. Or sorry, create random string. So test create random string. So create random string. So we have essentially a random string that we've created. I create it again. Okay, so random string and another random string should not be equal to each other. Random string. Okay, so then I want to pass in a length of like 43. So should have length of 43. So I don't need Yew.rs here anymore. And then create state. You go away completely. Okay, so this is going to be our length is going to be a, what do you need? An I32. Surprised that's an I and not like a U32. Okay, so then I need to pull in some things. So you're all happy. All right, so now up here, if I were to create this state, I don't need this right here. Okay, so I have all these coming in as environment variables. They're happy. We have format of the base URI. That's okay. That's good. Then we have let our state equals. So this is going to be the create random string of 43. Now we don't do this. Well, we kind of do. I just don't do it directly. We're going to do a toString at the end here, but we're going to do a create URI. Okay, so our base URI, we pass it in a reference to you. Query parameters, it's going to be this vector. And this is where we now start handing in all this fun stuff. All right, so this is the URL that I'm going to be using here. So our request parameters, so we have this response type. This is going to be token. Oh, it's not just these. We want these to be right, career param new. Okay, and then token. Uncle Scientist, hello. So there are some crates for Auth0 to do some auth for me, but I don't necessarily trust them. They're not written by Auth0. They haven't had updates in a long time, and they're all like very beta and don't have the best documentation. So I'm a little bit concerned about them, especially with like auth type stuff. So for these, I'm mostly doing this stuff by myself until Auth0 comes up with their own of like official library, or they say this is a good library to use. Like this is a community library we suggested. Sounds like an opportunity. Yeah, I could make one too. Maybe at the time I get to the second one, if I ever do this again, I can like abstract this out into a library. So the next is the client ID, which is our client ID. Oh, and you're already. That's. Okay, then next up, connection. Also, Uncle Scientist, hello. How was your stream today? I caught the very end of it. Looks like you had some like enemies bouncing around a room that couldn't get to the player. Redirect URI. Okay, so. Now our scope is always going to be, no, not that. Our scope is always going to be this OpenID profile email. Because that's a very, very basic scope. But I'm going to make these be actual spaces and allow the URL library to handle it. Okay, now that gives me a Auth0 URI, which is this result. So in the case that this fails, I want to know. So I kind of like the idea of having like a centralized logging system type thing. So I might want to create that now a little bit too. Now I have like in mod, I have like some of these things that are like hanging around here. Create your URL URI is also like needs this supporting type. That might be good to break it out into different things. Logging might also be good to break out into its own thing. Maybe that's not even a utility. Not necessarily sure. So if I create another file in here for like log. So I want to log for this, but I want to start sending everything into here because later on we might push these out to a like an SEQ server, or not even sec, but maybe just like CloudWatch or anything else. If I change vendors, I want to like then change how this works. I want that to only be in a centralized place. So for right now, it's just going to put this into like console log. Do I want this to be a struct? Maybe. Because I could have like my log type too, and it would be like an error. I've used a bunch of different logging libraries in the past. I've never really been super happy with any of them, which is why like I never keep on like using the same one over again. We could just do a. Let's just start with if I do a struct, is there any point to that? I don't know if there is. I think I would just do like log here, right? So let's do so log will have the log to console. This could also take in a JS value. In this specific case, I want to just log. I want to log this error. This like parse error. That it it'll probably be just a stir. Which then would be an error. So if I do, okay, log error, I want the, yes, like the message. I mean, it's just a very simple abstraction right now. And that's gonna be fine. So now I want to take this, we create the URI. I want to do an, I want to check to see if it is an error. So let's match this. Wait, true or false? Oh, match let. It's not what I want to do. Okay. So match arms. Okay, so I want to return from here too. So if you're okay, I want to take the URI and we're going to return URI to string. And we're good to go there. If you're an error, so I want to log error, and my message having those be macros could be interesting too. Okay, so I want this to be error, creating login URI. Now, that. Can you not implement display? Oh, expected string found absolutely nothing. Yes, so if you fail, I want to crash. Okay, so first things we do, we prevent default. We get the login URI, so create login URI. We don't pass in anything because it handles all that for us. Is that true? No, it does take the state. Okay, so state equals, oh, create random string 43. State there, okay. So that gives us the login URI. We set the cookie for auth0 state with that state here. Okay. Where's the errors? Am I not seeing it? Oh, right here. No errors now. Okay, excellent. So then finally, the last thing we want to do is navigate there. So we use glue, utils, window, location, set href to be login URI. And you are a result. So if you have an error, then we want to know this. Let's see, I don't know if JS value allows me to, let's try this. Actually don't know what would display if I tried to like debug log a JS value. But okay, so let's do a log error. This is going to be error navigating to Auth0 sign up. Okay, you work. I don't know what you're going to be. And I don't know if we're ever going to see you because this is only going to happen if that fails, and it shouldn't fail. Okay, so we're back to here. Now if I hit sign up, it takes us here. Okay, callback URL mismatch. So that makes sense. Right, because I reset all of these things. So I don't have a allowed callback URLs. So this is going to be HTTP localhost 8080. Oh, it's sorry, it's not. Oh, what is my callback URL? It's not just 8080, it's like auth something. I need to look at what I set it to be. It's an environment variable too, so cd my redirect URI is localhost /auth/callback. Oh, it's not there. I want to put it inside of Auth0. Allowed callback URLs is that. Save changes. Let's do this again. Here we go. Welcome to here. I can now sign up with a brand new username and password. Do I even have any users in here? I should probably create like a test one. I do have a few, which I probably don't want to. Last login 2 months ago. But okay, so I created this. Now this is login. This is not a sign up. I think that there is a way for me to tell Auth0, hey, the user is signing up, start with the sign up. But I don't know off the top of my head. Don't think it's either one of these things. I think it might be like a hidden one. Because I vaguely remember the URL that they change, like what all that changes is like a query parameter. So Auth0 redirect. Redirect, I want sign up as opposed to login. You can use the parameter screen hint equals sign up. Ah, okay. So in our create params, is it all one word? It's all one word. Okay, so if I just do that, nothing else should change. Everything should just start working. That did not do it. So I wonder if they changed it. Actually, I don't see login state equals this fun thing. Oh, I don't see any of the other. Did they capture? Oh, they captured stuff and like switched away from it, I think. Oh, here it is. Okay, so this did work. I think I clicked it before it refreshed from a new window. But here we go. Sign up. So this is now set up to sign up. So I can create a new account this way. Excellent. And then I could also switch over and tell it to log in, or anything else I really want to do with that, which is great. So I think I'm gonna have to do this next time though, because it is 8:21 and I have to head off to work. Checking my follower, or checking who I'm following. I don't see any anybody doing web development. So I think these non-standard parameters are the reason why I'm starting to regret writing a generic OAuth client. Yeah, it's one of the reasons I'm just going with Auth0 or something like that, is just letting them handle it, and then I just hit a like a GET request to them and just send people to it. I don't really care. Deal with it. Just give me the token back, and then I don't have to worry about like the code or anything else, and handling that myself. So Auth0 does make things easier. Some of the easiest is a little bit of lock-in, but so far I'm willing to take that trade-in because it's not going to be like that incredibly much harder to like navigate off than any other system if I really want to later. But all right. Okay, so tomorrow it looks like I need to set up so I can actually log in. Need to review what we've got done so far. So we can see the sign up link, we can sign up. So I need to actually sign up. I need to then handle the response coming back from Auth0. With that token, we're probably going to store that into a cookie as well. And we need state. So we can basically just show, hey, we are logged in. We know that we are. We're good to go. So we can see the sign up link. And this should work too. You can sign up using username and password. But the rest of it we haven't done yet. So that is coming up. We're continuing tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Mountain Time, where we'll more Auth0 stuff. So with that, have a great rest of your day. Stay cool if you're in a hot weather zone. Otherwise, stay warm. And I'll see you next time. Bye.